Life is a journey made up of experiences. Some are good, some bad, some happy, some sad. We may all be different, but we are connected through the fact that no matter who we are, our stories all have hills and valleys. And so tonight we dedicate this episode to those whose foundation is so solid, it is unshakable. Welcome to Sim Soul Sessions. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the show. Tonight, in our safe space, we talk to Sports Journalist of the Year, Trishana McGowan, who is such an amazing powerhouse of a woman that this is a session that I would advise you do not miss. Remember, you can join in our conversation tonight by using the hashtag #SimSoulSessions. First, though, we check in with the party animal, Kurt Riley, whose brush with death late last year gave him a new outlook on life. He was with us last season, and we're checking in with him tonight. Kurt Riley, how are you?
I'm good.
Oh man, Kurt, look at me. Look at you. You look so good. How are you feeling, first off?
Hungry.
Okay, so everything is normal, is what you said. We're back to normal. Guy, how you been? We sat last season. It's been a couple of months, so we want to find out what's been happening with you. First off, though, tell me about what happened after you drove out of here that night, after you left the show, and in the days after that, the feedback that you got after being here.
I actually felt much better. So I think the show did more for me than what you may think than what you think you have done for me, Simone. Like, I just felt light. And the feedback was coming in days after, weeks after, months after. Some people say them stop the certain things. Some people say them turn them life around. Some people say, but them never know, so it's serious. Some people say, boy, them are gonna look into things and them are gonna tell people and glad me share and all them something there.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of hidden positives about it. Thousands. Like, I get phone calls from people I did not know who know me, or people I've never spoken to before, or people I've seen via social media. But that link never happened personally, like pick up a phone call and call somebody. So, when I check my DM messages on Facebook, all these regular social media platforms, I'm like, I said, Jano?
Lots of love. Lots of love.
And I tried my best, but I eventually replied to everybody.
Excellent.
Trust me, it was a whole heap.
Very impressive.
It was a whole heap.
Looking in your face now, your face look like it coming back to the Riley that we knew from before. And it's good when you tell me that you're hungry, because it means you're back to your normal self. How do you feel physically? You were very thin when you came here. You were just kind of recovering physically. How do you feel now? And how has your life changed out of that incident?
I could say that I'm 100, but my brain say I'm at 98.9 and still uploading. I'm still uploading, the new software have to come in and kick in.
Okay.
So, like, how I'm feeling great, Simone.
Excellent.
Like, I'm feeling great.
Well, you got a second chance, right?
What?
Yeah.
A second chance that's more than a second chance. That's more than a second chance. Believe it or not, Simone, there's some place I'm going to guess the people them call me. I think like 5 persons, I think, call me this word, dead and wake.
Wow.
Them not call me Kurt Riley. I say, who that? Yo, dead and wake forward.
Yeah. Can't stand even know why am I laughing. It's not even funny.
No, don't have a laugh.
Yeah.
Don't have a laugh. I mean, some people may be offended by it and some may feel away, but I know why them call me.
Yeah.
Yeah, vex, because really, truly, me dead and wake.
Yeah.
Me dead and wake.
Pretty much.
And then you have like I tell you, the one thing I continue doing is eating from the guy them known the Rastaman them in the era called Standpipe, because I was drinking the juices that they prepared maybe like the last week and a half while I was in the hospital, and I've continued.
Okay. So and, have you cut down on the libations? You gone back to the liquor, or you cut out?
Hey, you mad? Simone,
okay, so that's a no. Yeah. Yeah. So more healthy.
My house.
Yeah. And you're still working on your projects now, bringing forth lots of music.
Yeah. Yo, Simone, if I ever tell you.
Look like you have a whole heap of story to tell, and we don't have the time to tell it. We're going to do a part 2.
We don't have the time.
We're going to have to do a part 2 with you, man. But we are...
new material coming out, like, whoa, soon.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you have a second chance, and we know you're gonna make it good, Kurt. We're really glad you're still here with us. We're glad you're looking so healthy. And for everybody who's watching now, see him there? He's coming back, dead and wake.
Hey, me get grizzle. I have grizzle. May I get grizzle?
Okay, I'm just gonna trust you on that because I don't see it for myself, but I'm gonna trust you. I'm gonna trust you on that. Kurt, good to catch up with you. Thanks for checking in with us.
Yeah, man.
Lots of love to you. When we come back, everybody, we're going to talk to tonight's guest, PAJ Sports Journalist of the Year, Trishana McGowan. Thank you, Kurt Riley. We'll be right back, everybody. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Our guest tonight is an amazing lady, special for many reasons. She's the Press Association of Jamaica Sports Journalist of the Year, and only the second woman to do that, by the way. We'll big up the first, Karen Madden. But aside from that prestigious title, Trishana is a strong, tenacious boss of a woman who is so definitive about life and living that for sure her story will inspire you tonight, as it has me. I'm going to tell you that the PAJ Journalist of the Year don't have a work because she was made redundant in October. I'm going to talk to her about that because she remains unfazed by it. And if she's fazed, then she's working through how it has affected how she moves forward. And that's one of the reasons that I admire you so much. And I'm so glad that you're here.
Thank you.
With us today.
I'm happy to be here.
I know you're here, happy to be wearing your good shoes because I'm helping you to make it.
I think I have about 1 or 2, so them have to be careful how them pick up because I think all the ladies can attest. The shoes are at home, they're dry rotting, but yes, I found a good one.
You found one to wear.
Yes.
Excellent. So I'm inspired by you, Trishana.
Thank you.
I was before, but after I spoke with you,
yes,
I was like, this girl is you are special, you are a different kind of human being. And I don't know how many people have told you that. And I don't know if you're aware because again, when we called you to do the show, you were like,
why?
Right?
Yes, why?
But it's because you are the woman who has used sports as a metaphor for your life. You question nothing, you begrudge no one anything. You believe that even when life kicks you down, you've landed where you're supposed to land.
Yes.
And nothing, no phase you. You move on immediately to what's next. What do I do now? And that's largely because of how you were raised and the fact that from 7 years old, you've had to be processing big people things.
Yeah, my mother, taught me that strength. My grandmother, my aunt. We lived in a 2-bedroom apartment on Bay Farm Road. Big up to Bay Farm Road if I not big them up. Next time I can go back down there. So to that environment. But a lot of it, I lost my father at 7 years old. You process that quickly because he wasn't just a father, he was a parent. We lived together. And that carpet is ripped from beneath you one day you wake up and you hear that your father is dead. He's not coming back. And then I have to watch my mother make that transition quickly. She has 2 children now to take care of.
You and your brother?
My brother and I. You want to, while grieving, you're going. And that's something I think we need to do a better job at, telling people, you grieve and go.
You don't grieve and stop.
You can't stop. The world is moving. The world is moving. And at 7 years old, I had to process that because you don't understand fully. Like, you hear that a parent passed away, but what's really happening? Then realizing that, oh, the person is not coming home. Nights passing, days passing. This parent is not coming home, but things are still happening. Life is still going on. You miss a couple of days of school to grieve, but you have to go back to school. My mother have to figure things out. And that's just how life is. Things happen, you grieve in process, but you have to keep going because the world is going and you don't want the world to leave you. And you have to find, your place in how to grieve and how to keep going. My way of doing it cannot be the same way for you doing it. And that's just life itself.
I want to talk to you some more about that as we go on, because you tell me that you can't stop and then pity yourself and self-pity lead to this. But I'm thinking at some point you have to stop. But we're going to get there. Your dad died when you were 7. You said that's 1 of 2 times in life your heart has ever been broken. Yeah. The other was your grandma.
The second time was 2015. My grandmother passed away. She and I lived together. After everybody grew up, no one gone about their business. It was just both of us. And I knew, we knew she wasn't well, but I left the island like in May and I said to her, I'll soon come back. Like I said, we knew she wasn't well and she's just wonderful. And then I came back, I came back to her passing away. I got that phone call that she's no longer with us. But the thing is, similar to your story of your mom passing, I remember you saying how you guys were so happy that you were able to say your goodbyes. And we had that same privilege. All 3 of her children, my mom is the youngest, I have an amazing aunt by her side and my uncle. And we were all able to say our goodbyes. I did so via phone. I was in New York at the time. And while you grieve in that moment, like it's heart-wrenching for me because it was she and I living together. And I told her I soon come back. Came back to an empty house. But
yeah, that's tough.
The perspective I took from it, where I keep going, was that so many people lose loved ones and they're not able to say goodbye. I lost my dad at 7 years old. I wasn't able to say goodbye. He was just, woof, gone. This time around, I was able to say goodbye to someone that I love dearly. So I took that perspective and I keep going.
But that's, that strength that you got from mom, which she obviously got from grandma, because you say even when she's sick, she was saying to no, we're not bad for.
Yes, that's always our thing. Like my grandmother was not one to. I come from a family of strong women, and I love them for that. My mom was a teenage mother, and my grandmother did her best. And when she got pregnant a second time, she was not having it. But my father stepped up. But even then, it's a place of strong women. And I learned a lot of that from my mother, my grandmother, and my aunts from father's side, and my aunt through my grandmother's side.
Is that why you said that you didn't know your mother was struggling until you got older?
I knew she was, but for you to process it and understand it fully, you have that understanding better as an adult versus being a child. Because things are not like some of your peers at school. But for you to really process what's going on, you don't really get it fully until you start aging. And, like I said, I don't like talking about my mom because I get teary-eyed because parents, I think I said it to you, parents are to parent. But you have a lot of parents who have failed. And they have failed for many different reasons. We can blame society among so many other things. But she stepped up as a single mother. She stepped up as a single mother, and I really admire her for doing that because it was not easy, especially now as an adult looking on. Some of us only have ourselves to take care of, and we struggle. We struggle just taking care of ourselves alone. So just imagine, a single mother for her and other single mothers, just trying. 2 children, Mona primary, then I went to St. Andrew High School for girls and my brother at Woolmer's boys. Those 2 schools, I don't know, butt up and catch business at both schools. Butter pan catch business.
Okay,
I don't know,
that.
butter pan catch business. You know, attending those schools. And like I said, she just did her job as a mother.
Yeah.
She did her job as a mother. And that, for me, that is profound, because people say, but she's supposed to. But many don't. So the fact that she did, I love that.
I know you'd say you don't like to talk about your mother, but we can't do the episode without talking about her, particularly because of the impact that she has had on who you are.
Yes.
Mona Primary, then you started to have an interest in track, and how you grew from there and what track came to mean in your life and how you moved forward. We're exploring it all with Trishana when we come back. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. Back with Trishana McGowan. When you were young, your mom used to take you to a lot of sporting events. That's where your love for track and field started, right?
Yeah.
She loved sports as well.
She does.
Loves
she
sports
does.
as well. You spoke to me about looking through a fence at bleachers at some folks who were like idols to you at the time.
Yeah. So you grow up watching TV and you're seeing Merlene Ottey and Juliet Cuthbert, etc. So she took her, it's long ago. I was still at Mona Primary. I was in about grade 2, so I don't remember the name of the meet, but we went to the stadium and for that meet. And they competed, Merlene Ottey, Dion Rose and stuff. They finished competing and they were cooling down at the top of the bleachers. If people go to the stadium enough, they'll know. So it's just above the cycle track. And they were cooling down at the fence and stuff. And, everyone that were in the bleachers gathered for autograph. And I got an autograph. I was like, wow, that's so cool.
Because you were up close and personal with the folks who inspired you.
Yeah, I am I am my mom's special child. So from a long time, she knows the kind of person I am. So I moved to the front of the bleachers, where, of course, I'm visible to her. So we were about, some sections up, but I went down. And I was always brave, so I went for the autograph. My brother overseas is a little bit more reserved, but me,
Yeah.
I want that autograph. I went for it. Liquor paper and pen. They had the pen writing and stuff, and I got the autograph at the time.
Well, we're going to give you something else to add to your what do you call it now? To your list of achievements, or just the stuff you put in your motivation jar.
Okay.
Go ahead, Laura.
I want to congratulate you, first of all, on your win as Sports Journalist of the Year 2020. Can you imagine? Can you believe that? And I know that a lot of young girls will be looking up to you now to say that you've done it and that they can also do it. I'm happy that you were able to fulfill your dream in track and field, first of all, and to become the sports journalist that you possibly always wanted to be. I want to tell you to continue to pursue your dream, continue to persevere. And I hope one day that you can actually do something on the international scene. I think you are doing a wonderful job. Continue to do your good work and all the best.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
From bleachers, right?
So thank you for that. Wow. So Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, I had the privilege of working with her too at KLAS.
Minister.
Minister. And, women complain about having problem with women, especially maybe in the same business. I'm blessed. I don't have that problem. I've worked with Juliet Cuthbert Flynn. I've worked with Karen Madden, Denise Walters. Just all women that I've came in contact with in sports journalism. And I have no problem. Maybe it's me because I don't make problem with people. I just do my do. But, wow. Jules.
The journey. So Mona Primary, you're looking through the bleachers. Then high school, you start to train. When you realized track was the real beast it was.
Yeah.
Then you got a scholarship to do track overseas.
Yeah. Then came back.
Then you came back. And you were training with MVP.
The great Stephen Francis.
And you said people would ask you, how you feel that you didn't make it, or that you failed, or that you, but you never felt like if people had aspirations for you that I don't know if you had for yourself, or how did the journey in sports end up for you going did you achieve what you wanted to achieve, and how did you deal with that?
Wow, that's a packed question. The thing is, you have to know who you are. When you know who you are, it's always good whenever your circle do have ambitions for you, but you have to know who you are. And you have to set those goals and objectives. Will you always achieve them? Maybe not. But then whenever you're going on a journey, whenever in life you're doing anything and you set out and you realize something is not going according to what you might want, you assess, process, and execute as best as possible. So I don't know what people would call not making it, because everyone measures success at a different level. For some, you know, of course, I big up all my friends who have made it to the Olympic Games, World Championships. Every athlete, you know, look forward to that part of their career. Just the same men look forward to World Cup. You don't get that? That doesn't diminish who you are as a person. You just didn't get to that pinnacle. But that doesn't stop who you are. You now have to tap into other avenues of who you are to achieve other level of success. And, you know, me not getting that, I was always good with it. The minute I walked away in 2011 or 2012, I don't remember, I was good with that decision. I was good with what I achieved, because what I achieved is the reason why I'm sitting here on this couch. It's the reason why I write the stories I write. So I took other things from it. My success was maybe not going to the Olympic Games physically, but I've now worked so many Olympic Games that I feel like, you know, I've competed there.
But here's what's interesting, Trish, is that you told me that you've always seen yourself as average. Always seen yourself as average. And even when you were doing sports, you knew what your role was. Your role was to help everybody else on the team get the points so that you could all move up together, but not necessarily for yourself.
But the thing is, it's not even so much as seeing myself as average, but just knowing my role. You see, in sports, in sports, I speak through sports. Everyone has a role in life. And when you find out what, you have to first and foremost, so when you set out doing things, find out what your role is. Your role is to host a show. Your role is to make sure you get the best out of the people you're interviewing. You have no control over what the cameramen do. But you're not a camera woman. Are you a camera woman? You are? But are you as good as the cameramen? Exactly. So I say that to say, when competing at St. Andrew High School for girls, when I just started out, I wanted to be on the podium, because that's what I'm training for. But at the same time, when you look at the realistic objectives of the team, when you look at the setup of other girls and how they're doing, you know that your job is to make the final. Once you're in a final, you can maybe medal. But if you're not in the final, you can't medal. So I knew my role, and I knew that getting to the final was my first job. So I made sure I was always in the final. Now the medal, the times, and the placings would come the minute you do your first job. My first job at all times was to make the final, and I did that. Then to get the points, because it would accumulate. Now, in everything I do, even working in sports, working in a very good sports department, when I was at RGR, I knew my role. Write my stories. I hosted the Girls Sports Club, Karen and I, Monday to Fridays. I was her co-host. She was my co-host. We co-host. You know, I'm getting the job done. So once you know what your role is in whatever you're doing, your job is to execute as best as possible. Does that make me average? I just maybe see it as that, because I'm just not that fussy. But I know my role, and I execute as best as possible in whatever I'm doing.
Is
and whatever
failure
my
real
role.
to you? Do
Failure?
you know that word?
Yeah, of course. You know, I failed many times. But what I don't do is, I don't have it hung over my head. Because, like I told you, just the same with grieving, you have to assess. Doing sports, you set out to, like I said, to win. Everyone playing 90+ minutes on that football field. Everybody wants to win. Will you always win? No. What are you going to do if you don't win the first match? You're going to not show up for the next match? Okay. You keep going. And that's how I see life. You don't get the job done now, you keep going on to the next.
So after all of Trish's work, she, as we said, was made redundant in October of last year. And she kept going, because she said she'd have no time to grieve when JPS need their money. We talked to her about that, the approach to that knockdown, and others in her life when we come back. Welcome back, everybody. Back with Trishana, who in January of this year was named Press Association of Jamaica Sports Journalist of the Year. A surprise for you. You told me that you suffer from what you call little black girl syndrome.
I call it that.
Yeah, which is a state of mind where you feel like you have to work doubly hard to get.
I think a lot of, black women can resonate with that. You feel as if you're constantly having to prove yourself. And sometimes it's really on us and not so much as society. But I just feel like, especially in sports, in media, let me say that, in media, you find that people go for a particular type. And it's not just locally, just overseas, everywhere. People go for a particular type, particular hair type, complexion and everything like that. And that's okay. I'm just saying, though, my little black girl syndrome motivates me. Like, I'm going to work harder at this. I have to make sure I'm doing this. And if that's what keeps me motivated, I'm good with that.
So in October, when you were made redundant, and then you won the award in January. So look at God, right?
Yeah.
You said people thought you would have been devastated, but for some reason you were just like, okay, God, this is where you are. You said your mantra was, what is what.
You have to quickly, and like I said, because of doing sports for so long, I assess things quickly. Because when you run a bad race, or play a bad match, the critics are there to spend enough time on it. You quickly have to assess so you can move on to other things. And for me, I quickly said, God, you know best. You know best. And I'll trust the process because life is a process. And I had no ill feelings felt no way about it. Like, it is what it is. I cannot be caught up with decisions that have to be made by other people. I focus at all times on Trishana McGowan, how I handle things, how I react to things, and my next step. I cannot be caught up with, Simone no longer want me on her show. Okay. So the redundancy came. Okay. What is next for me? I have to process and assess that. I cannot be caught up with the fact that people have to make their decision, for themselves. That's their aspect. I have no control over that. I have control over Trishana McGowan.
Right.
And that's how I live my life. I have control over one person, and that's me. And I make sure that at all times, whether it be making notes in my phone, talking to myself, like, where did I go wrong? What did I do wrong? How do I fix this kind of thing? We, as a society, have to focus a lot more on you. Tap into what are your strengths, your weaknesses, what makes you triggered about some things.
You won the award. I asked you how you felt about it. You were like, meh. No, I don't really like awards. I'm like, Trish, what? Because, and your reasoning is sound. You said it's really about trusting somebody else's
opinion on what you have done, the body of work that you have done. And I think that, Simone saying, okay, Trishana's body of work deserves to win. But there's maybe somebody else saying, yeah, but his work deserves to win. So it's a toss-up. I don't hate it, It's just something that I'm not overly excited about. But I entered my stories. I was very proud of it. But the thing for me was the story that got nominated in the feature section when I went out to the Eastern parishes. So I thought that I was going to win that, but I was like, yeah, man, but log story really good. So I said to Karen, the award started with the feature story, and then I heard log names. So I was like, okay, so why am I here then? Because we had downsized the numbers, so I'm thinking. So I was like, Karen, she was seated in front of me, like, Karen, which is the next award for sports? She's like, Sports Journalist of the Year. So I was like, oh, cool. All right, because we're going. So when you said my name, I was really shocked. I was like, wow, y'all really like my stories that much? But the like I told you, whenever I do stories, it's not just doing a story for me.
It's the impact of the story.
It's the impact of the story.
And that award you told your mother was hers.
Yeah, it was hers. For all the times that I didn't do good in school, but she still came there and collected the bad reports. For just her support. She's a present parent. She's not a courier parent. She's not a courier parent. Where you have some parents who drop off and pick up. No, she's present. And that's number one thing parents need to understand, be present. You don't have to have money, be present. And even now, at this stage, she reminds me so much of Paula and Porter Jones' mother. Paula and Porter Jones, that we all love to listen to. Yes, she's at our business house netball match. And Paula is grown, married, how many children? And she's present as a parent. My mother is present. And that award was for her. Yep. And all my hard work is for my mom.
Everything you do is for your mom.
It's for mom. It's for mom. Like, I feel like I could have just be a bum. But no. Everything I do is for my mother because I watched her work hard.
You said when your dad passed, there were some things that she made you and your brother do. Boss meet me at halfway tree.
Yeah.
Like she taught you the life skills because she said to you, Trishana, I may go just like your dad went.
Yeah, she did.
But something that she told you at the age of 13 has never left you.
She said to me after summer school, and I was about to start first form, and it has never left me. And what I'm telling you, it's exactly how she said it. Because my mother is street. So she's like, you're going to start high school, September. She said, it's a prominent high school. Children there based on summer school, and the girls that I would have interacted with, etc. So we saw, how their lifestyle was and so on. And she said, you're going to see girls with things. She said, now come ask me for, because I cannot afford it, unless it is books or stuff for school or track. Don't come and ask me for it and she said, do not be jealous of what they have because you don't know, one, how them get it, what they are doing, or what their parents might be doing to get it. She not knock hardworking parents. She's just saying in general. No, at my age, 34, I'm not one of those women, sorry, that's afraid of saying her age. At 34 years old, that has never left me. I'm jealous of nothing. Nobody has anything that I want. I have my own objectives. I work towards them. I'll admire what people do. I'm like, I like that. I love that. I follow people on social media where I love what they stand for. I love their platform. Jealous? No, I don't know what they're doing to get it. So I'm never jealous of it. Like, I wish I was her. No, it has never left me. No.
Self-assured. Your mom, your brother, you have some friends that you spoke about. As your circle showed up for you. We'll talk more on the other side of this feature. Go ahead, Lori.
Congratulations to you, Trish. We love you. We proud of you. I am your biggest cheerleader. Continue to do well. And remember to keep praying and stay humble because Jesus loves a humble server. Continue to do well, my love. And I am always here for you.
Trish, I absolutely love your positive spirit. I really do. You're an optimist. You choose to see the glass half full as opposed to half empty. You see the light at the end of the tunnel. You're always looking for the positive side of things, and I love that. And another thing that really stands out for me is that you represent the sisterhood. We live in a world where women are often pitted against each other, but you are not afraid to come out and say, you girl, you look good. You girl, good job. You girl, thumbs up for whatever it is that you're doing, and I really, really love that. Keep being that bright spirit when, there can be so much darkness around.
Trishana, you are the true definition of what the word friendship means. You are the most dependable and supportive friend a girl could ever ask for. Always cheering and supporting me in whatever I do in this life. And I just want to take this opportunity to let you know that I appreciate you and I thank you for all that you have done for me, all that you continue to do for me. And I just want to let you know that whatever journey life takes you on next, I know that you will be amazing because that's just who you are, and whatever you do, you will give it 1,000%. And I just want to let you know that I love you and you know you have my support in whatever you do.
You are indeed a great friend. I admire you for a number of qualities. You are a no-nonsense individual, very meticulous, very professional, very organized, very blunt, very real, very pragmatic. All those qualities are very excellent qualities. I believe you are, as I said, you have been a great friend. I know you will continue to be a great friend of mine, and all the very best going forward.
You are extremely talented, and to know that you are one of the best in the field and not come up with any training like that, you never go school for this, You're just basically born to do it. That's amazing to me. You've been a great friend, and you are an advocate not only for athletes but for women as well. That's extremely important.
Congratulations, sis. You did it. I'm so proud of you. You're always going to be my big little sister. Continue to let your light shine. Be that role model to all these young women in Jamaica. I'm so proud of you. And I know this is only the beginning. Can't wait to come home and celebrate with you.
You're very, very strong in your mind. I think one of the most powerful tools someone can possess is believing in themselves. And I think you display that every single day. Despite the stereotypes, the obstacles that you faced growing up, you don't really mention them a lot, but the few times that you mention them, they're a little bit of an inspiration to me. I know that now you probably think that things are not going your way, but at the moment, it's just a pause. A pause for something greater, a pause for something better. And I know in due course and in due time, you will get to where you want to be. And that is to always inspire your little brother, and even your bigger brother. But I know that your mother is proud, and she will continue to be more proud of you.
So I've known you since 1998. We train together, live together, ride together, get in trouble together. But I just wanted to take a few minutes out of my day to congratulate you on all the things that you have accomplished. I've known you are working hard, have been working hard, and to see it's finally paying off, girl, kudos to you. You never gave up, you fight, you've sowed the seed, and now you're reaping it.
You have grown into an immaculate young lady. I love the way in which you embrace your purpose. You never let your unfortunate situation determine your destination. Continue to be that eagle that soars for higher heights. Auntie love you dearly and will always be that strong supporter of yours. Remember, you are the painter of your life. Don't give that brush to anyone. You're an amazing individual.
I just want to wish you all the very best in all your future endeavors, and know that minor setbacks just fuel you to go on to bigger and better things. So I know that you're going to be fine.
Just want to say big up, and keep doing what you're doing. What I admire the most is that, your most recent setback, you haven't allowed that to, stop your passion of doing what you love. Sports is what you love. Clearly, you were growing into being a very good sports journalist as well, and that's evidenced by the fact that you won the Sports Journalist of the Year award last year. So your work hasn't gone unnoticed, despite the setbacks and despite recent decisions. And I'm sure you know that because I know you're somebody who is full of confidence, and you are somebody who is not afraid to speak your mind. Keep being the person that you are. You're outside of being such a good journalist, you're also a very good soul, very good person, very kind-hearted person. And what I love the most is that even though you have had this most recent setback, when we have called on you outside of this to contribute in just the way you normally would have, you haven't hesitated. You've always been willing to contribute. I just want to say, big up, good vibes. Be who you are, keep being who you are, and keep inspiring people.
I love you. Keep up the good work, and wherever it is that life leads you, I'm here to support you 110%. Queen.
Keep shining, keep doing your thing, and I wish you all the best in the future. And remember, once you have life, you're not redundant.
Love you, sweetie.
Love you, Trisha.
Wow!
Hold on.
What is that, an inside joke with you and Danny? Huh? Daniel, what does that mean? Once you have life, you want... Okay, I'm done. I'm glad you're laughing now. I thought you said you don't cry. What was that coming out of your eye?
I don't cry, but
So
my mother and my brother means the world to me. And Spencer and I, we knew each other before working here, and Spencer is my ace boon cool.
Spencer is such a good
He's
guy.
amazing, he's amazing. That's my ace boon cool.
Yeah.
I can tell Spencer anything, and like they said, I'm blunt. Can't beat around the bush. I don't have the energy.
It's clear. Guys in the sports department clean up nice, don't we?
Don't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They look good.
All right. When we come back, we find out where this amazing young lady goes. From here, we're talking about a setback. I don't know if Trisha realizes there's been one because her spirit is so indomitable that if you are in a situation where you feel like you're bucky toe and you don't know where you're going next, maybe she can help guide you after this break. We'll be right back. Okay, wrapping things up with Trishana in our final segment. So here you are, facing this setback, coming out of redundancy, or still in redundancy, but not defeated at all.
No.
You're okay.
I am. And the first thing is, and that's for anyone, whether redundancy or going through things in life, make sure that your mental capacity is and your mental health is good. You have to make sure of that. And if it's not, what I mean, you have to find someone to talk to, etc. You do so. Make sure that your circle, I have a very solid circle. I'm going to use the word curate. My circle is properly curated. I make sure that those in my circle are humble, but grounded and solid. If I need to call upon one to say, today I'm maybe not feeling well, they'll know what to say to maybe make me feel better. So, and that's from loved ones to friends, etc. But I'm okay. You know, I'm really okay because I don't believe that whenever you do good work, it never goes unnoticed. You know, you have to do good work. I don't recall anyone, have you ever recalled someone doing good work and then just whoosh? No, you have to do good work. You have to be patient and you have to trust timing. And those are the things that I live by and I've always lived by because there are times when I think that I might be down and out and things happen. So I trust the process. Things will work out.
Well, you know, Grace Foods is one of our sponsors on this show, Pick Up Grace Foods.
Yeah.
And Champs is coming up. So Grace Foods would like you to work with them for Champs, for their social pages. So something, good work has not gone unnoticed.
I believe it.
And so that's one opportunity.
Oh, thank you, Grace.
In the works.
I love that.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I am cried out after I saw the video of my brother and my mom. But thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah. And I don't know why I have such a good feeling about what's next for
Me
you.
too.
And you know what got me to Trish when we spoke? You said this, while the redundancy wasn't easy, you thought it was God's way of saying to you, you know, where you are is good for you, but is it great for you?
Yeah, because
and I was
sometimes,
like, wow.
Sometimes we're in a position, and as people, we don't realize how comfortable we get. We get comfortable sometimes with where we are, and you're more than where you are, and you don't realize that. Sometimes things have to rock your world, and it can be bad, but it's how you come out of that. And I believe, and I've always, you know, seen my hurdles. I ran 4 hurdles, got silver for it, so it's not for nothing. And you knock 1 or 2 hurdles in a race. You don't stop. You keep going. There are 8 more flights to clear. 8 more flights allowing you to maybe catch up with somebody. You maybe don't come last. You maybe don't win. You don't know what can happen. So I view my life as that. I keep going, like I tell you, you know, so I welcome all the opportunities.
You're not where you are when we asked you to do the show, and you said, boy, I don't see nothing really special or unique about my story still, but same if I'm asked to speak, I will speak because if it means that one girl or boy in Bay Farm can watch it and see that their lives can be different, then I will do it.
Yes, when you know, my family resides from Papine side up to Gordon Town, Dublin Castle, Violet Bank side. But after my dad died at 7 years old, we moved to Bay Farm Road. After Big Up Olympic Way, if people don't know where that is, it's 4 road intersection separate us from Waterhouse. After big up the environment from which I'm with, there might be a little girl or a little boy or a woman or a man, you know, just observing and saying, I like what Trish is doing. And they want to instill just a little bit of that value into their child from that community. And that's all I can ask for. You know, I have girls that I mentor. I don't like the word mentor. I like to call it girls that, you know, call me if they need my advice on things. And like I have always said to all of them, make sure whatever you're doing at 18 years old and 21, it's something you want to do. Be passionate about something. And that's all you can do. But I tell the parents, be present.
Be present.
Be present.
In the meantime, you say your mantra and your mission is just to live your life fully.
That's all.
And a life of balance, which you say is not a thing that you look down the road for. It's a day-by-day act.
Balance is something that we love to throw out. Oh, I live a balanced life, live a balanced life. Balance is difficult. Balance is something sometimes you have to adjust to daily, and that's something people sometimes don't say, because life comes at you with so many different things when you're awake. Because whenever you wake up, you might have plans before you go to bed for the following day, but then sometimes you wake up and, whew, you know, life comes at you. So you have to adjust your day, you know, have to adjust your week. And that's what balance is. So balance is something you'll have in your mind, but it's something that you have to do daily. And for me, I just live my life. I live to make sure that I'm happy. That's the first thing. Quick story, I went to a meeting in 2019 at Calabar, saw a lady. She said, she listened to Girls Sports Club. She said, you know, I didn't like you. So my response is, I said, that's okay. So she said, oh my. So she said, I like you know. And I said, and even if you didn't, I'm okay with that. Everyone is not going to like you. People know so much about you and they don't like you. So imagine those who don't know nothing about you and don't like you. Live your life. Make sure you are happy. And that's something happiness doesn't comes from other people. It's you. You have to make you happy. When people now comes into your space, it should be added like icing on cake. But I'm solid, and I've made sure of that, and I continue to make sure that I'm solid.
I love you.
I love you just the same, as you know. I love you just the same.
I think your story powerful and strong.
Thank you.
And as you note in your book, whenever you feel like you want to get something off your chest or your journal. Guys, this is my journal. It's new. It's called My Soul Journal. It's a celebrating stories of trials to triumphs and sorrows to success. I've gone through and chosen some of my favorite affirmations over the last couple of seasons of the show. You just have a seat for yourself. Actually, if you visit our Simso Sessions handle on Instagram, you will see we are actually trying to get some available for Mother's Day. So you can get one for your mom or get one for yourself. And I want to give this one. This is the first journal I'm giving to my first ever guest. And I think your story is worthy.
Thank you so much. I love gifts, you know.
Who told you? Then, happy gifting to you.
I don't know if I love surprises, but I can take this. Thank you.
Yes, write down your soul journey.
Thank you.
In it, again, folks, at Simsoul Sessions is where we are on Instagram. If you want to cop one of those journals for yourself,
and it's pretty,
or for your mom in time for Mother's Day.
You know, women love
pretty things,
pretty notebooks. So this is good.
And it don't just pretty without a purpose. It's pretty with a purpose. Now it is time. Thank you, Ms. McGowan.
Thank you for having me.
For our affirmation for tonight. Okay, so they say a dream without a plan is a wish. Many of us have dreams and plans and we work towards them and they still don't manifest. And for some of us, it's too much, so we start pushing. But for others, it's fuel to learn the lessons from the dreams deferred and to keep searching for what the new route is, just to keep living a whole and a fulsome life. We've said it here before, everybody, detour does not mean denial. It may just be a bit of a delay. So will you be defeated or will you stay determined while you work out the way to the desired destination? The choice is yours, but I think it is clear. When life knocks the wind out of your sails, you may have to start rowing. And if you lose your oars, stay in the ship as it continues to float. And if the ship capsizes completely, try and hold on to something or try and swim. Just don't sink. Keep your head above water. You will be winded when it's all over, but you will make it to the shore. And so tonight we are affirming. When life's waters get rough, I will not sink. I choose to swim. And that is our show for this evening. Certainly hope you got some soul food watching. I thank you, Trish.
Thank you so much.
Such a powerful woman for stopping in and sharing her story with us this evening or tonight. We'll be back next week with another story of the power of the human spirit. Until then, every blessing. And please remember to count your blessings. Night, everybody. Thanks, Trish.